Good morning. I'm super excited for no other reason aside from the fact that I woke up this morning. Um, but I'm getting ready. It's like I got to sleep in today. It's 9 o'clock. I've been up since like 7 now, but still, that's sleeping in for me. Oh God, my cup is cold, very chilly. I'm gonna go downstairs. I've got to make a couple of my skirts that are going to be dropping either this week or next week, which I'm super geeked about. Um, and I'm just really excited about this skirt and the possibilities of the skirt. So I'm getting ready to go work on them. I'm going to be making some for me, some for my daughters. So, yeah. Also, I'm very, very excited because I just had coffee delivered. Not like a cup of coffee, but I fell in love with this instant coffee and I got it in some different flavors and I just can't wait to try all the flavors. I've already tried one flavor and I'm just like, give me all the coffee. Anyway, happy Monday. There will not be a new YouTube that is published today because I got to catch up on work that I did not do this weekend. morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday morning. Getting ready to head downstairs and do it live for TikTok. Yeah, see, that looks good. It doesn't, it's fine. Try to coax my kids into not crying. The only reason why Good morning, sir.
Morning.
How are you this morning?
Good.
I'm so happy to see you.
You got dressed, had breakfast, brushed teeth.
I love you.
7 in the morning. What about things ready?
The girls have woken up not very happy, so. But you know, I'm happy because I ordered 2 different types of that favorite instant coffee, and they came in yesterday. Hey. And I can't wait to try them out this morning, so can't wait to treat myself to some coffee, especially because my head hurts. I've got to work on my hydration because I literally am dehydrated. And I know that dehydration is the problem here. So, gotta do better. Love you. You guys have a great day. Okay, so I forgot that I had a doctor's appointment today. Let me bring these Jordans. And so now I may or may not be running a little late. But I may or may not. I mean, I absolutely am running late. But honestly, I sat in that office for 3 hours one day before I got seen. So, not to say that they deserve it, but also timeliness is obviously not something that's valued there. So we're going to get there when we get there. I'm wearing something very cute. I've got on, you won't be able to see, I just realized that. I do have on some leather leggings with a white tee and some Jordans. And I'm going to be topping this, because baby it's cold outside, with a duster. Just had to hold my hair down for like literally a second because I hate my hairline. So there's that. All right, friends, let's go to the doctor. It's super early in the morning. We're up. Last night I made a list of the things that I needed to get done today. Planned out the time. Did my color blocking schedule. So now it's just about working the plan. I'm gonna do a little bit of meditation right now and then get up and take care of the things I gotta do. Okay, so even though I am going to be working and working out at the same time, yeah, I did not wash lipstick off my face yesterday. Whatever. I am going to make some coffee because I do need my laptop to be more charged before I sit down or stand up and walk and do some work. I've got a list of things to do, like I said earlier. I plan on, so one of the things, in fact, I talked about this yesterday morning during my live on TikTok, was that, like, I tend to get a little insecure whenever I have to be in public, right? And I know that a lot of people look at me as someone who is like super bold and, you know, doesn't struggle with these things, doesn't struggle with imposter syndrome or any of that. But let me be clear about something. I struggle with it every day. And heading out to Washington, I do feel a lot more secure this year than I did last year. Like last year, I had my daughter with me. And not that I couldn't feel insecure when my daughter was with me, but I will say that like my daughter is and functioned as like my, dare I say, like my security blanket, right? Because I knew that I had her with me and that I had to make sure, I'm sorry, I'm looking for my purse, aka my backpack. Okay, it's on the floor. And so because I knew that I had to kind of be a little bit, I don't want to say stronger, but I had to be a little bit more together when she was out there with me. You know, I did not like allow myself, and I say allow myself very loosely as well. I didn't really engage or entertain the thoughts that were intrusive, right? That you're not good enough to be here, that you're not good enough to teach. None of those, right? We didn't allow a space for that there because I didn't have time for it because y'all, your girl literally just did not have time because I got in so late the Wednesday before, and then we were teaching, by we I mean my daughter and I were teaching that the next morning at like 8:00 in the morning, which for me, it was like 11 o'clock. So it wasn't too bad, but I still had to transport a whole bunch of things. I had to make sure my kid felt safe. I had to make sure she was taken care of. And luckily we, my friend Amanda, who owns Amanda's Bundles, make sure you go and support her. Okay. She made sure that my daughter had like a name badge and stuff like that underneath her company, which I was so appreciative because, they said that I could bring her, but they weren't sure if I was going to need to pay for her admission. This year, things are a lot different. I'm teaching 10 classes. I'm going by myself. But I feel secure because I'm teaching classes that I know, right? Teaching things and concepts that I have an excellent understanding of, like how to make money as, or how to turn your sewing hobby into a sewing business. I'm teaching PROJECTOR sewing, right? So these are all things that I feel really comfortable talking about. But I'm always very insecure about my body and how I appear on stage, right? Especially because I just wanted to be smaller this year than I was last year. But I also did not know I was about to have a double mastectomy and some of the other things. So we're a survivor. By we, I mean me. Also, I just got these new Lenovo's. How cute are they? They're super aesthetic. I've got to do a TikTok about these and a TikTok about something else. So I do have a lot of content that I actually have to create today. In addition to my daughter has to go to the orthodontist today. Her original appointment was at 2:30, but no, I'm picking her up at like 12:30 so that we can get there earlier. And hopefully she can be seen sooner because I've got to pick up the littles I have to pick up the first little at 2:50, then the second little at 4 o'clock. Then she has to be at dance at 4 o'clock, and she's at dance from 4 till 7. So we had a busy day, which means that we definitely need coffee in order to get started. So today I decided that I wanted to do an armpit detox because I feel like my deodorant has been failing me. And so I used an armpit detox that was by Curie. I think that next time I'm going to do it, I'm just going to make it from scratch because I felt like, one, this took forever to dry and it didn't fully dry and I had someplace else to be. And two, I don't know if I'm like fully defunctified. I think that I really need to get some of the Aztec clay and mix it with some ACV and go ahead and get into it that way. This is also something that really does help with my hidradenitis suppurativa, making sure that I have detoxed those pores. It helps to prevent cysts from coming up there. Like I've had one that has been coming back for some time. Like you can see my scars from my surgery here. And I really just do not feel like that anymore. So we're hoping that this detox works. This was done last week, and this week the cyst that was there is gone. So let us pray that this works and keeps working. It's Wednesday. I'm getting ready to do my YouTube live. My camera is still charging right now, so I can't go live just yet because I don't know how long it's going to take me to make this coat. And I don't want my shit to go dead in the middle of me making it. So here we are. We're still sewing. We're still charging. But last night I posted a YouTube short. So I posted a short on how to mend my son's pants, or how I was mending my son's pants. I posted it on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok, right? Just because a lot of us have kids, or a lot of us end up putting holes in things, and this was a pretty big hole, so I couldn't just put like some interfacing under it and then embroider kind of like around it or anything like that, right? Yeah, people were like, on YouTube specifically, were like, oh, why don't you just buy him some new pants? Or, oh, that looks like the slash of a pig on the side. And I'm like, okay, one, not everybody has the money to go and buy new pants. So if I show this technique, and if somebody has a sewing machine, then they could easily mend, right? Because how many of us have like a mending pile of I wish I knew how? Two, if I just toss every pair of pants because he has somehow torn or somehow messed them up, or if every mother of every little boy did that, because let's be real here, these kids really be rough and tumble with their clothes, that would just increase our textile waste significantly. Why would we do that? We already have so much. But yeah. Anyway, this morning I'm going to go make a bod coat, and I'm pretty excited about it because I'm turning a quilt into one, and I'm geeked because I decided that I want to make it for next week. But also not so geeked, and which kind of has me worried, is last night when I took my bra off, on my right, like underneath my right breast, there is a hard like nodule, kind of like in line. Actually, I'm trying to feel for it now. It's like almost in line with my scar, one of my scars. And I'm fairly certain it's not supposed to be there. And so now I'm a little nervous Nelly, because it's like a tiny dot, but it's like hard. So I'm gonna have to call the doctor today just to make sure that everything is okay. I was just at the doctor on Tuesday, today's Thursday, and it wasn't there. It just showed up last night. Like, it wasn't there yesterday morning, because when you get implants, you've got to do squishing to make sure that they stay soft. So I've been doing my squeezes, and I hadn't noticed it. She didn't notice it on Tuesday, and I was there Tuesday morning, so I'm just slightly concerned. And then I got to go get my nail fixed today, because as you can see, Mama broke a nail. So lots of things happening. Every time I come home, my girls are sitting and waiting for me, wondering where it is that I went without them. So I just got back in from picking up my daughter. I did get my nail fixed one time for my nail tech. But so while I was out getting my nails done, I had a delivery. The delivery that was made was my next Know Me pattern for summer. Now, I don't have time to sew it up before I leave, so I'm not even going to put that pressure on me. But the other issue is that they only sent me one size when I'm multiple sizes. So I don't know if I'm going to reach out and be like, hey, BT Dubs, can I get the other size? Or just one other one, and I can just manually grade. But I've got to record another podcast tonight. I still have to edit the podcast that Julie and I recorded on Tuesday. And I am working on getting my clothes together for Sew Expo. So today, obviously, I made my jacket, and I did map out my clothing. A lot of the things that I want to wear, I already have. I did want to make a new sweater. obviously, because it's going to be hella cold, and we're layering, friends. We're focusing on layers. But I want to also I wanted to make, I already pulled the fabric for it, and it's a super cute sweater. I forget the name of it, but it's a Made for Mermaids that was designed by my friend Michelle. And so I want to do that sweater in this pale pink to wear with these black jeans, and like a tank and like a t-shirt, which I will likely make the t-shirt and then I wanted to wear like a little graphic situation. So I think I'm going to actually put on, like, do something on there as well that's sewing related. So I wanted to do that. And I really did want to make some new pants to wear, but yeah, I don't know if it's in the cards because I have to be packed by Monday. So I think that what I might end up doing right now is going to pull my looks that I know that are ready to go. I did want to make a couple of button-down shirts just to kind of go with the different looks that I had pulled together, because I wanted to wear my vintage overalls that I made not last year, but the year before that. In fact, I actually did this so long on YouTube, and they are a corduroy, because corduroy will keep you warm. And I was going to put that on with a button-down shirt, but also if I can't find my button-down shirt, it's also fine. I've got a black bodysuit that's off the shoulder that I actually made to go along with it that I can absolutely wear. In fact, actually the shirt that I'm looking for, I still haven't been able to find. I wanted to wear a flannel shirt, but I was going to crop the flannel shirt. So I have not been able to find that shirt yet. So who knows, right? But I think I'm going to start to pull those looks. I do still have to add another button. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and use this button that's randomly sitting at my desk on those corduroys, because I pulled the button off, or the button came off in the washing machine. Like it got caught on something, and I think that the washing machine just finished pulling it off. So I'm going to go and do that. I'm super sleepy and I would really like a nap. I actually might just see if I can hit like a power nap situation. It's 4:20. If I take a 20-minute nap, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So you know what I am gonna do? I'm gonna drink one of these because your girl is exhausted right now. I didn't sleep very well. I said this earlier, but I had found like a bump in my breast, and that kept me up all night. I could not sleep because obviously I was concerned. So
anyways, how do we see color? Fashion based on visible light, and why we wear certain colors during certain seasons. Are all objects their own light source? And I will be discussing the following terms of refraction, diffraction, absorption, reflection, and echo. Yes.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Okay, go ahead.
TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. tomorrow I actually teach my very first local class. And oddly enough, I'm more nervous about that than I am these other 10 classes I'm not fully prepared for across the country. And I go figure. I also did not edit my podcast last night, so I am doing that this morning. This week, Lisa from Black Woman Stitch, added me or invited me to watch a live that her podcast editor was on. And when I tell y'all that it makes me feel like I am woefully unprepared to edit these podcasts, but you know what, like, they're getting done, and honestly that is like the really important thing. But editing was one of the reasons why it took me so long to like even want to do or even be in a place to be able to like say, okay, yes, I want to do this podcast, because I'm not an editor. Like, I don't want to say that my vlogs are edited piss poor, but y'all, we like show up as we can here. So there's that. Yesterday I shared that just kind of like underneath my breast or around my breast there was like a lump. It's still there. I talked to the nurse yesterday and she didn't seem alarmed, and she was like, can you come in on Tuesday? So since she pushed it back to Tuesday, I was just like, and yeah, that was me just touching my boob. I was like, well, I'm not in town, so I can come the following week. And my husband thinks that it might be a cyst, because I do have HS and I do get cysts, and right now I haven't had like a bunch of flares, but I have had some things come up because I have increased my sugar intake. It's a stressful time. And so that could be it. It doesn't feel the most comfortable, but it doesn't hurt or anything like that. You know what I mean? But today's a busy day because I've got to prepare for class tomorrow. I've got to prepare for all the classes next week. My daughter is like, can you come to the school and watch me in a wax museum? And I didn't know anything about this because her teacher has not posted anything on Class Dojo. So, and if I'm being completely honest, like, I love creating content, but sometimes I wish that my content was consumed more. Oh, this is cute. A tween period kit. I love that for us. And I know that, like, my toxic trait is that I feel like as soon as I post something, it should immediately go viral. And, like, I know that's ridiculous. Like, even saying it out loud, it just is, like, ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, thinking about it is so silly. But I still wish that every time I posted something that went viral. Anyway, I'm so happy that I have you all here to watch my content, though. So there's that. Yeah, so I am going to... This is cute. Anyway, also for the month of March, I'm giving 40% off of my 1-hour coaching sessions. So there's that. I've got to actually create that code because it's Women's History Month and we're celebrating women-owned businesses. So I love that for us. It's time to get to work, though. So I published the podcast, and in my head I was gonna get up and immediately start making it. That's not what happened. And sometimes I get into a funk, and it's not necessarily like a funk where like it's like, oh, I hate life or anything like that. It's a funk where I feel like I am just like a disappointment, and I get overwhelmed with kind of balancing all of the things that I've got to get done. So one of the questions that I'm often asked is, how do you do all the things that you do? Which is why I started to actually vlog just kind of like my weekly life, because there are always going to be balls that we're juggling, right? We're always juggling a lot at once. Sometimes the balls that we have in our hands are glass. We can't drop them. Sometimes the balls that we have in our hand are rubber, and if we do drop them, they just bounce. I feel like right now I'm currently juggling like a lot of glass balls, if that makes sense. Because again, like I shared that my daughter had said something about some kind of wax museum thing, and I'm thinking about her wanting me to be there, and I always want to show up for my kids. Like, so for me, my glass or my ceramic balls are always going to be the things that my kids ask me to do, like the things that my kids want me to do and stuff like that. But I don't actually hold myself to being a glass ball, if that makes sense, right? Like, I always feel like I'm kind of like the things that I need are kind of optional. I've been working on getting up earlier because I want to be more productive, get more things done, especially because I've seen my content creation slipping. And when you're a content creator, you got to create content to make the money. But also, like, I've seen a lot of brands that want to work with you in just as exchange for products or services, right? And bills don't get paid that way, right? Like, so for example, like I am on average eating like once a day, which is not healthy, right? And now I'm currently beating myself up, or trying not to beat myself up, because I made these super cute overalls that I think I was talking about earlier. I don't remember what I said on this on this week's vloggy vlog, right? And I made them like 2 years ago, and y'all, they don't fit. And my plan was to be way smaller, and I have not achieved that because I always put me on the back burner. So let this be a cautionary tale. Don't put yourself on the back burner. Like, always make yourself a ceramic ball. And don't drop that ball, right? Because if I have to work out, or if it's scheduled to work out, or if I want to meal prep, or, anything like that, but then something else comes up, I always put myself and those things on the back burner. So when I get back, definitely not before I leave, that's going to be a goal of mine to work on, just so that I can do a better job of prioritizing myself, and prioritizing my needs. Like, I haven't been drinking my water. So like, y'all just saw me fill up my cup. I've been averaging drinking like this much water down per day. And like last night I was in the bed and my calf cramped up so bad that it was like pulling my foot, and my husband had to like massage it out to loosen it up because I was in so much pain. Which is why I was also like, you know what? I'm going to spend a little bit more time in the bed. But also, like, when I'm under a lot of stress and pressure, right? Like, I tend to just throw my and it's not even just healthy eating, right? Because I tend to like to eat healthy. Like, I like healthier foods. But I just throw that to the side in replacement for processed foods, in replacement for sweet treats and stuff like that, knowing that those things flare my health issues, right? So, like the issue where I talked about having like this bump underneath my breast, I'm fairly certain it's a cyst because I've been having a couple of just randoms pop up. And I think it's because I have, like, in my lack of self care, and not in the sense of going to get my nails done self care, but in the sense of, are you eating to fuel your body? Are you eating the things that are good for you? I've been failing. I have been consuming the things that are convenient for me to eat. And there is a bit of self care in that, right? Because that's way better than starving. But if I had actually prepared properly and gone to bed on time and woken up on time, then I wouldn't be in such a rush to kind of get things done. So today I'm actually going to just kind of focus on me and doing what I need to do for myself. I do have a couple of emails to send out before I do that on behalf of Atlanta Frogtails, which if you have not gotten your ticket yet, please go and get your ticket. Because I would love to see you there, okay? But that is part of it, right? Like, you got to take care of you in order for you to be able to take care of other people. And as a parent, and as a wife, who does take care of her husband because her husband takes care of her, like, I do still have to do a lot more work in making sure that I'm doing right by myself. So, yeah.